Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we're gonna bring you some Jhin Samira gameplay. It's one of the most popular aggro decks over the past week, and he's doing really well as well, for good reason. This deck is kind of like a classic Discard Aggro with Jinx and Draven, except that obviously Draven is gone from standard, so now we play Samira. And Samira gives us a couple things, right? The flare can be very good with the extra damage to the Nexus, or it can be used as challenger to be able to pull blockers away to let your units go through. It's kind of like a second Chumpers, because Chumpers a lot of times is doing the same thing, where it's just pulling units away to let your bigger units go through. So it ends up being really nice at just how much aggression it can put up, and then eventually you have your Jinx and the Jinx shenanigan thing. So very good aggro deck. So if you enjoy the aggro game style and you want to just climb fast and get LP fast, this is probably one of the best decks to do that. So enjoy the games coming up soon, and if you do, remember to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. And happy Mother's Day to all those mothers in the United States. If you haven't called your mom today yet and you're watching this on Sunday night, make sure that you call your mom. But anyways, have a good one, and I'll see you at the end of the video. In this matchup, we're going against Jhin Annie. So aggro versus aggro. Usually Jhin Annie tends to do better into like aggro matchups because you have like the stuns, etc. So I like the Jerry Rig, gives me something to discard. I don't hate the Samira. I don't think opponent has anything that can kill her, so I don't think it's necessary for us to keep the all out. And the Mystic Shot is also not bad against the Annie, right? We could always have the Jerry Rig as a burst speed blocker as well if needed. Otherwise, I just Mystic Shot this Annie and just call it from there. Okay. That kind of sucks. Because we have two options here. We can kill the Annie, or we can kill the Tough Speaker. Either way, I'm taking 3 damage. But I guess this at least lets me have a unit for next turn. And we reduced, because yeah, I think it's gonna be better to go this way. That way we just take the 3 here. We know that we can kill Annie next turn, whether with Mystic or with Flare. And should be okay, right? So we'll go here. It's actually kind of cool now that since we have the Chumpers, that we can actually go ahead and use the all out and have the Flame Chumpers be able to trade into something. Now, if the opponent has, let's say, like the stun here, and that's fine. We do have the Mystics for the Annie, so I'm not scared of the Annie. I just need to make sure that I don't let her level up. Yeah, so that's the Witness. The opponent does have the Jhin, and I think that's where we put the Mystic and just call it. Yes, again, making sure this Annie doesn't level up, and also try to make sure that the Annie doesn't continue giving the Jhin so much value. Not a great hand. Not a great hand. Okay. Can play the Baboon. It sucks that we don't have really good blockers here.
Explosives primed.
Okay, we still have access to this Jerry Rig, so that's not a problem. Let's see if the opponent does anything else. Okay, so we can go Jerry Rig here, block here, block here. I guess just will go like this for now. I think the problem is, to me, the Jhin is going to be a problem later on, right? No matter how we face it. So we can kill that Witness with the Samira Flare, but the rest of our hand doesn't look too good. Okay, that fixes things, right? So let's go here. Let's just kill the Witness first. I need to open attack to play around a second stun. Okay. We could discard this Flare with the Chumpers. That's one of the benefits of the Flare, so you can actually go ahead and do this. See what we get. Not amazing. Not impossible either, though. I think it could be a good blocker for next turn. The opponent's going to have access here to kill these Flame Chumpers.
The bite doesn't hurt, but the venom
Okay,
sure
that's
does.
so they get to stun this now. They get to stun this now, but we still get 2 blockers because we have the Grenadier and we'll have the Sun Dredgers, and the Sun Dredger is something that can actually block the Jhin. So that's even better. If the opponent levels up the Jhin, we still have the double Mystic to be able to kill it.
I have my orders.
That's 1, 2 skills. We still have blockers, and the opponent is still not able to trigger a second Lotus Trap. Because that's only 2 skills. I guess they'll be able to... Oh man, you know what? I did need to kill the Jhin, because what's gonna happen now is that he's gonna kill my Samira. I did forget about their Deadly Flourish being able to kill my stuff, right? So I did forget about that one. I guess we just lose a whole board and just keep the Jhins.
Take your seats.
With double Mystic and the Jhins in the field, I think we should be able to come back from this. That was a misplay on my part. If I go double Mystic, the opponent doesn't have enough mana to summon another... we also should just Mystic Shadow that. We took 1 damage for no reason. So we can go here, play this Jhin sound.
Like buildings, or people.
Opponent plays the Witness, has the second Jhin. So okay, well, I guess we'll do the Mystics for the Jhin then. Yeah, I guess we'll do the Mystic shot for the Jhin. There we go. When he places that out, the good thing about Jhin is that even when he levels up, he's still only 4 HP. So we can go here and here. And that allows me to be comfortable discarding the Augmented discarding my ban next turn. So now I'm able to play Augmented Experimenter and kill the Weakness in the open attack when the opponent develops. The opponent is down to 1 card and I have a leveled up Jhin potentially. Sucks losing the Pigeon, but I think that's worth it. Yeah, if you go like this, that's cool. You push 1 damage, we level up the Jhins, we kill your Witness, and this should be game now. We should be able to get there. Because we'll have the Jhins level up, we have double blockers for the units. Opponent has only 1 card left. The only misplay I can think of was that not killing that Jhin, but he actually kind of ended up working out because we were able to just block with the 4-3 and save the Mystics for the second Jhin. Opponent is gonna go with... Okay, I didn't think that they were playing this card. I'll give them that one. We go here, we can kill this 1-drop, and we can go for the Rummage if necessary. I guess I could have gone for the Sun... No, because I didn't have enough unit mana. And we can block. I don't mind blocking with the Jerry-Rig. We can also just do it for 1. We can just press down and just do it for 1. If you didn't know that, you can actually just choose to just rummage 1 thing and not 2 things. And the reason I like that is because I think the Sun Dredger could help me get the Jhins leveled up next turn. Unless the opponent has a way to kill this Jhins. I mean, to get the Rocket and I'll level her up. Unless the opponent has a way to get like the Jhins, I think it should be okay. We'll go ahead and do this. We have another Jhins. I guess now I'm gonna have... Well, no, because I'm gonna draw something with the Sun Dredger, right? That's fine. Do we want to draw with the Sun Dredger? Like, why don't we just go for the Get Excited? Why don't we just skip this? And then just have a Get Excited Jerry-Rig?
We're gonna make them afraid of us.
I'm kind of scared of this, to be honest. I'm kind of scared of this Overwhelm. Let's just go here. Have the Rocket. Get rid of their Augmented Experimenter. Fervor? Like, I know you want to Fervor this, right? You need to Fervor this eventually. You need to Fervor this eventually. Yeah, there it is. So we lose the Jhins, but we still have the 4-3, 1-1, and the opponent just... Unless the... I guess if the opponent top decks a Jhin, I'm in trouble. Otherwise, we're pushing damage next turn. This turn we just gotta attack with the Grenadier. I guess we don't even attack at all, to be honest. Yeah, we don't attack at all. So it's gonna be a top deck war. We have 4, 6, 7 damage. Opponent could have the Jhin, but we already killed 2 Jhins.
Go on, Fang. Just like I taught
Okay,
you.
that doesn't really do anything for them.
Fang's turn.
Let's go for the Boom Baboon. It's crazy how like an aggro matchup is taking forever, right? Yeah, okay, so this just gives me so much benefit now, because I'm gonna only take 1 damage here. I can block this with that.
I go willingly.
Do I even block it? No, I definitely block it, right? Because then I'm gonna lose to like a... well, I guess Decimate is not standing anymore. But I don't want to put myself in a position where if I don't get a good top... like, I don't want to lose to a Jhin top deck, right? 4, 6, 8... Let's just push the 8 for now. We can set up for the lethal next turn. Don't want to open attack into a second stagehand. Or that. So now we're in trouble, right? Now we're in trouble. Because now the opponent could actually have the full hand that they need to be able to get there. Wow, second experimenter before we drew ours. Alright. So, third gen is a problem. Tough Speaker is helping us out, because if we draw our own Fervor, now with the opponent's in lethal range. If we draw our own Fervor, opponent's in lethal range. Okay, well, I guess we get rewarded as well, huh? Yeah, we get rewarded as well. Opponent gets the stun. We're gonna kill the Overwhelm, because the Overwhelm is pushing damage. This guy can get chump blocked by any one of my units. And then we get the Jinx, but we don't have a way to actually get her level up this turn.
You want to see some cool tricks, Faye?
Sure.
So,
Keep the little biter off
blocker, 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 blocker. Well, we need a fearsome. We need a fearsome. I guess we have a fearsome blocker with the Vision, right? I'm gonna wait, see what the opponent's last card is. Is the Witness? Okay. So now that the opponent's shown us the Witness, we can actually go ahead and play this Jinx, because we can go ahead and block the Prefect. And we have fearsome blockers by playing the Vision. So we go here. We can block here, block here. Heck, I don't even know if I actually need to block that. Alright, we can just go like this. Go down to 6, and then next turn we have the Jinx level up. Opponent only has 1 card. It's funny how this aggro matchup actually went back and forth by so much. It's alright though. It was interesting. Okay, well this doesn't allow me to really get any level up, but I guess we can just go here first. See what we draw. If the opponent can have a Fervor to kill this, they should do it, but they don't, so we end up winning the game. GG's. In this match, we're gonna get Sett Karma. They have a lot of removal. They have a lot of removal, costed with Mystic Shots, etc. It's gonna make it really difficult for us to like really push any damage to them. I like this hand. I think that some Dredgers is a great attacker. We can go Samira on turn 2, force out the first of many Mystics and High Notes. So this is gonna force the first of many Mystics and High Notes, but it's gonna give us the Flare for later in the game. So we'll go here. Let's see what you have. I'm gonna attack. I'm not gonna commit the Flare because the opponent's gonna remove this. Yep, there we go. So that's the first Mystic. I'd rather keep this Flare as a potential challenger later on, so there was no reason for me to play it right now. That's a great draw, because now I can actually go ahead and play the Jury Rig first, and then have the Physician for the Grenadier, right? Or we can now go second some Dredgers, but it's probably better to go Physician, because he has a better chance of giving me something that I can play. Although the opponent has a harder time dealing with the Sun Dredgers. The opponent has a much harder time dealing with the Sun Dredgers, right? So maybe it is actually gonna be Sun Dredger. He cannot die to a Mystic, and now we actually can go Rummage Ambition. And this is gonna be a crazy attack.
Win or lose, I'm getting paid.
So we play the Rummage. Discard this guy first, this guy second. And we just go like this. And just push 16 damage. Force the opponent to have a Mystic Shot for one of these guys. And they're using a Mystic Shot or a High Note in this case into a unit that's an Ephemeral. That's cool with me. And just like that, they go down to 8. We still have a flare, and we still have Samira for another flare, so the opponent's technically at 6. Okay, opponent's at gets to heal back up. All right. What if? And this is crazy. What if we just discard the Augment Experimenter, so that we're not at risk of losing to a deny?
As long as the body holds blood.
What if we just go wide?
Service with a smile.
Right? I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna have to. The opponent's gonna block this next turn, so I think I'm fine with this. Let's keep the Sunny Urchins back, because I might want to give this challenger next turn. Like I want to pull this Pit Professional away, right? Let's start with the Boom Baboon. See what the opponent does. If they have a Caustic Griff, we're gonna lose 3 units here.
Drink or news? I've got both.
Wow, okay. This Caustic Griff is scaring me. The Caustic Griff is really scaring me. But if I go like this, even if the opponent has a Caustic Griff, they're still taking 5, 7. There you go. That's okay. Wow, they actually, yeah. So they take the 7, just like we said. We go ahead and play the second Samira.
No need to make a name for myself. Just an impression.
And I'm kind of like, I don't think I actually go ahead and play. Like, I don't know about this experimenter, right? Like the deny really scares me. The deny really scares me. When it has a freaking mixologist.
Some rock got me good.
You have a second Caustic Griff? That's the only way that you really survive this. At this point, I think we go for the Flare. I don't want to play... I guess we could play this out. We could play the Jinx out and force the Aftershock. If the opponent has an Aftershock, they have an Aftershock. I wanted to tap out of Aftershock here. Right? I needed for them to tap out of Aftershock. They don't tap out of Aftershock, so... I guess we'll play around the opponent having access to... Yeah, let's see. We just drag... We drag this one, I guess. Opponent's gonna be trading. This... Okay, so... Because of the Caustic Griff, we have to go like this. Yeah. This is 14. I might be giving them too much time. I might be giving them way too much time.
Where's the doorman?
You have to Mystic this. Caustic Griff again. Okay, so we're just gonna Flare. And just push extra damage with the second Flare. Force you to spend a card here if you want to kill this Samira. The double Mixologist, he's keeping them so healthy. That was 6 health that we missed that on. We'll be looking at lethal right now if that was not the case. The opponent has coins, so they're never like tapping out deny. I think we have to just bait this out. Tag out, so they're gonna just rely on the heal instead, huh? And another coin again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they have to have the way to kill Jinx, right? So I think at this point we just drop down the Jinx, and if they have the Aftershock, they have it.
I've got both.
It could also be a Sett. It could also be a Sett, right? I'm gonna play this now while we have the extra mana. So that next time we can just play the Experimenter and not have to worry about playing the Flare first. If they have the Sett here, it's frustrating, but it's not impossible. It has to just be an Aftershock, right? It has to just be an Aftershock. And they don't want to deal with the Samira level up. Okay, so we just go Mystic to face. We go Mystic face. Experimenter now. If you have the deny, you have the deny. They can still have Sett, by the way. and they have access to the Sett level up.
Immerse yourself in the
So they have the Sett and have access to the level up. This is kind of crazy. Okay, they're showing me that they don't have it. There's no way you don't have Sett here, right? It's just Karma. Oh, but Karma is leveled up. Wow, and they have one card. How much you want to bet that that card is place your bets? I guarantee you that that card is place your bets. Opponent already committed double Caustic Rift. I think I can play around and not having another Caustic Rift. And if that's the case, we're just gonna go like this. Again, just force them to block with the Karma. Guess I don't need to. We'll keep the vision for later. That has to be a place your bets, I guarantee you. I guarantee you that's a place your bets. High note gets them there now too. If it's place your bets, we just lose. Wait. Well, we don't win, but we at least kill the Karma and the Mixologist. Unless the opponent has a way to save Karma here. Oh my goodness, so we kill the Karma and we trade with all their units. Opponent goes down to 2 HP. If we top deck a Mystic or top deck a Jinx, they're in trouble. I guess the top deck Jinx doesn't even work because we have this, but here's the Mystic. They don't have the third one, right? I'm gonna open first. Before I play the Mystic, I'm gonna open first. Okay, well, the game just wanted me to win. The game just wanted me to win. So I open first, then play the Mystic, and then we have a second Mystic anyways. So even if the opponent has deny, we should be okay. Unless you have double deny. Alright. I like the open first because it forces the opponent, it forces the action, right? It forces the action to begin with. Especially with the opponent giving me that pass. If they had a Sett at any time that game, they just win. But unfortunately, they just I guess they kept a lot of the removal on their heals, which is fair. You're going against aggro, but we were able to kind of just overcome that. So yeah, in this matchup, we're going against Jinx Samira. So we're going against the Mirror. We have Samira, which is huge. I think Samira is a good start. Okay, double Samira, meh. Samira's a good start. Let me get some trades here. Not, we can now block that anyways, so we're just gonna have to go for Samira. And if the opponent has the Jhin, if the opponent has the Mystic Shot, they have the Mystic Shot. I don't think I can stop this. If the opponent has their own Samira, they can trade with ours as well. I think if anything, I just go for the Mystic Shot, my friend. What if we don't attack? What if we don't pull and we play around the Mystic Shot? And then next time we have Samira all out, if necessary. We have the Jinx and the Experimenter, which is great. Yeah, so I'm down to play for this all out. Let's go ahead and play the Chompers here so that we at least have some blockers. It's gonna force the opponent to have a Mystic Shot anyway, so I have their vision. They're gonna go after... So that's even better, no? Isn't this even better for me? Because now, even if you have the Mystic, I still get the Flare. So I still get the Flare here, which then allows me to kill your Samira. I'm down to get this Flare here. Force you to have the Mystic, or have a second Samira. But regardless, because you didn't pull with the Challenger, I get access to the Flare, which lets me challenge you next turn. I'm down to go for the Sun Dredger so that we play around a Mystic. And we're doing the same thing though. We're doing the same thing he just did to us. Like, I'm down to play the Sun Dredgers because I do think I need to kill the Samira, right? So I think I'm down to play for the Challenger.
Remember, we're the ones who make progress happen.
On this guy. And just pull Samira. Like, I'm just gonna do it like this and just pull Samira. Because if the opponent has a Mystic, they kill my Samira. If they have an all-out, they still trade here. If they don't have all-out, or they don't have... If they had a Mystic or all-out, I think they would have done it last turn. So it's just going to be a Bishan. Alright. They get to trade twice, so that makes sense. And you get to use your Flare. Because you're going to get another one back. No, I think that makes sense. That's well played, right? They have the Bishan. They get to trade there. We can go for Jinx into Experimenter and get a Rocket, and that will let us clear their board. Or we just continue playing for the Samira condition, right?
Transient, as long as the body holds blood.
Let's go here instead of the Jinx. I think let's go here. We could potentially actually level up Samira. So we can actually level up Samira here. Is that worth it? With the all-out and the level up, she will survive against this Cuddle Crab. If the opponent wants to take this pass, I'm cool. Oh, no, she's gonna just die. She's gonna just die. She's gonna just die anyway, so opponent's gonna drag her, but I think we still go for it. We go Jury Rig. We go block here. Block here. Here. We go Flare. And we can actually keep the Chumpers alive, or do we want to keep the Great Physician alive? I guess let's keep the Great Physician alive. It's a blocker for later. We level up the Samira. We get the 0-cost Flare, and eventually when we draw other Samiras, I think we should be in a good spot. My concern with the Jinx now is that the opponent's gonna have access to their Augmented Experimenter. So if we play this Jinx, opponent can just pull back. So if we play Jinx, opponent could have their Augmented Experimenter, which is pretty bad for us. So I think I'm supposed to open pass. So I think I'm supposed to open pass here. Because if the opponent plays anything else like their own Jinx, we have our own Jinx to challenge their Jinx. Okay, opponent goes for Samira.
Just an impression.
So let's go Boomba Boom first. Because the opponent has that Flare, it makes our Jinx very risky. If the opponent has their own Jinx. Right? And the opponent still has access to the Experimenter. So I don't think I can actually supposed to play this. And we're not attacking because we don't want the opponent to develop their Jinx. I'm pretty sure we're both sitting on the same hand, on Jinx and an Experimenter. And we're just waiting for the other person to play it first.
This should be fun.
So I think we're just waiting for the other person to play it first. There's no point in not blocking with this, by the way. So I don't think there's any point in not blocking with that. I think we just go here, get another unit. Okay, so if the opponent taps out of 6 mana here, I'm allowed to play Jinx. Because we'll have access to the Get Excited to kill their Jinx. And again, notice that the opponent is purposely not doing anything, right? We'll go here. We have the Bishan now, that's not bad. The Bishan is not bad, it's gonna at least force him to have to block with Samira, and we can trade with the 1-drops.
Salt and stitches to awaken the blood within.
Wow. We could just play, like, we cannot play Experimenter, but we cannot play our Jinx without the opponent having their Experimenter in return. They don't have a Flare anymore, so I don't even care about this now. We're just gonna be stalling. Whoever blinks first with this Jinx or Experimenter just gets there. Because we can actually level up Jinx this turn if the opponent gives us if the opponent gives us their Jinx. Alright. The good thing is that opponent could also be tempted to try to level up their Samira here. But they need to spend 2 cards, which is going to tap them out of the Experimenter. They don't even go for the level up, so I think we're chilling. The fact that they're keeping the 6 mana does tell me that they have this Experimenter. Like this, no question about it. No question about it. I guess we could just go ahead and play this Vision now. That way we can actually trade with everything. We could trade with everything here. Opponent's down to 4 cards. I mean, one of us is going to have to blink. One of us is going to have to blink. I could always wait until I have double Jins to be able... I mean, I do have double Jins now, but I don't have a way to level up and get the rocket. No, I have to get it sided. I do have to get it sided. So I could actually get the rocket here. I have to get it sided, so I do have access to the rocket, but I think I'm just passing. I think I want the opponent to do something else first. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, okay. This is a great play now. So this is gonna threaten their Samira kill. It's gonna force... This is probably what we were waiting for, right? Because this is gonna force the opponent into having to kill Samira. Otherwise, they lose their Samira. We have Get Excited to kill their Jins. So even if we attack now, we still have to Get Excited. We're also pushing 5 damage. The Experimenter? This has to be the Experimenter, right? The crazy thing is that the Samira still dies to the Flare. So Samira still dies to the Flare. Because we can challenge. Alright, I mean, I'll take this damage. I don't mind that. I'll take this 5 damage. If you wanna, like, now that we have Samira in the field and she's leveled up, we can literally just rally if the opponent keeps playing it slow. You have to play your Experimenter sooner or later. That girl doesn't even matter to us. If they tap out of 6, we just drop this Jins down. Okay. So they decided to do the Mystic after the fact. Have to do something, my friend. There it is. Finally. I was wondering when he was going to come down, right? So Experimenter. Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot of damage that we're taking. So we could go Jins.
Just you and me, Fishbones. And them.
3, 6, 9. We have Get Excited. Ambition. But losing this Jins kind of seems like a problem. If the opponent lets me, I'm down to just play Augment Experimenter. If the opponent plays another card here, that's the best thing they can do for us. And they went for it. Wow. Okay. So we go Flare, Flare, Augment Experimenter on this guy, and the Jins gets leveled up. The Jins gets leveled up. I guess opponent could have another all out to kill my Jins with. If we draw a Mystic here, opponent's even more punished. No Mystic. But it gives us the blocker. And for 1 mana, opponent doesn't have anything that doesn't have 1 HP, right? If the opponent passes and just passing back. Again, whoever one of us blink first was going to be in this position. And opponent blink first. Okay, well, remember when I said that whatever blocker they send, it was going to have 1 mana, 1 health? Ended up not being the case. So now we're taking 3, 6, 9 no matter what, and we're losing to a Mystic. Unless we decide, no, I think we have to keep ourselves at 3. We have to keep ourselves, no matter what, because the opponent gets the Flare no matter what, right? So the opponent gets the Flare no matter what. If they attack with the Samira, there's no way that you don't attack with Samira here.
This should be fun.
So 3, 6, 8, 9. No matter what, they push 9. If they have access to a Mystic shot, they just win the game. So if they have access to the Mystic, they win the game every time. We have to trade here and here. All Out also wins in the game if they have a second Samira in their hand. Unfortunate that we didn't draw Mystic. If we drew a Mystic here, this would be so nice. Because we could get rid of their Crimson Pigeon. And that saves us the 3 damage that we need to survive. Even if the opponent has an all-out here, that would have been enough to make me feel comfortable. So we gotta go like this. We got down to 3. Opponent gets the flare. So technically we're at 2. And if they have a mystic, they could actually kill us. Why are these things in the screen? These purple squares. Okay, that's from those guys. Now, do we open? Do we open and force a Samira block? Not anymore. Not anymore, right? I think now we just play Samira out. We can actually get the rally from this. At this point, if the opponent has a mystic shot, they have the mystic shot, right? And I think that's what they're digging for. We can actually get the Jinx level up here, even if the opponent has a way to kill these Jinx. But if they have a mystic shot, they just go face. If they have a Jinx, they get the rocket. Okay, so we just get there, right? There's no way. Again, it has to be exactly. It has to be exactly mystic shot, because a Jinx doesn't get them there now. A Jinx doesn't get them there now. It has to be exactly mystic shot, and opponent's playing around us not having our mystic shot.
Beautiful and brutal, just how I like it.
The Jinx rocket does get them there now, because the Samira stays alive. So the Samira does stay alive. So if they have a Jinx rocket, they get there. Okay, never mind. We get there. Fine. Alright, cool. Samira's gonna level up as well. This is 2 damage regardless, and that's game. So if the opponent had drawn Mystic or Jinx, they actually win. Because we didn't draw our own Mystic. Even after that rummage. Even if we had drawn our Mystic, they still win with the Mystic. But we would have at least been able to beat a Jinx. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Tristana, Teemo, and Gnar. They're playing the Demacia version. So what I need to do is just be super aggressive. And just really force them to... Oh man, like I want to be super aggressive. I just need to force them to like have to block before they get to their champion strength turn, right? I think it's correct to just keep this hand for now. And just go here, just push damage. Let's just push damage. Because the less health that they have, like if they're trading here, I think I'm fine with that. Because they won't have units for the champion strength. And that's how this deck with Demacia ends up winning a lot of times. It's just champion strength. This is a great draw. We can go here. If we get another easy... Oh, that's beautiful. Because now we can actually set up the vision, right? So we can go Crimson Pigeon, Send Urchin. And just have everything have +1. Now the opponent could go for the Mayor here, but I mean the Mayor's still dying to everything except for the Chumpers. And this is the type of hand that I like. So we send an Urchin, get the vision, just push a bunch of damage. Again, just forcing them to have as little units as possible. Tristana, okay, that's even better. You only have 1 blocker, so we can pull anything from this. If this, even if this, no, okay, so that's beautiful. I'm gonna force you to block with the Grandfather Fae. We can pull the Chumpers on this guy, and we're chilling. We know the Chumpers is gonna die, so you wanna block here for sure. Yeah. Again, just forcing to trade. That's 6 damage, and the opponent still have to trade. And next turn we have Chumpers and Samira and some Dredgers on our next attack, right? So we can go Baboon here. Opponent gets the Mayor now. So I'm surprised they didn't play the Mayor last turn. We are giving them an extra blocker, right? So I'm surprised about that, but that's cool. That's fine.
Just an impression.
Because we have the Baboon here, and then we have the Chumpers, and we still have the player. So we can actually just pull their whole hand out. Combo Slug. Not a bad draw, but it still loses to a lot of things here. We have fearsome blockers. Some Dredgers being a 4-3 is just putting so much pressure. Do we ever just go Grenadier instead of Chumpers? I think it's Chumpers though, because I think I need to pull one of these and the other one with the flare, right? In order for Samira to get through. In order for the Samira to get through, I need to pull one of them with Chumpers and the other one with the flare. Okay, so Samira does get through anyways, right? So Samira will get through. So we can go here. Opponent has a good trade with the monkey into this guy, but that's pretty much it. If I kill the mayor, that should slow them down. And the mayor stays alive. Opponent's I guess opponent has a pie toss for this. And again, the less units they have, they're gonna have a dead draw. Okay, they're gonna keep their mayor alive. The less units they have, the better it is for us because they don't have their champion strength. Wow, they actually decided to keep their mayor alive. They have the owl card and 2 more cards. We have another flare, and now we have Jinx. So we have to just we cannot develop this Jinx. I think we just we have 2 options. We could develop this guy. I think we go like this first. So that we have a chump blocker into the Tristana. If we can level up this Jinx, we just win next and we kill the mayor. I guess the opponent could put the fearsome on the mayor. They could put the fearsome here and kill my Tristana, but then I'm gonna have to just play the Grenadier if they do that, right? Like if they go for a buster shot here, I guess that's one way to get there. Do we just play this Grenadier now then? Because the opponent is showing all these attackers. We could play this Grenadier now. And just have a chump blocker. We can kill Tristana with the Jinx. Opponent cannot attack with this guys, by the way. Because I can level up Samira and get a 0-cost flare in my hand. So they cannot attack with those guys. They cannot attack with anything else because of the Samira level up. The question is this level up worth it? Probably not, right? If anything, we want to kill Samira with we want to kill the Tristana with the Jinx. So I need to have this flare in my hand. So we go here. We go Jinx and we have the flare. We can challenge Tristana. Sure. This is a lot of impact damage though. Even if the opponent gives the fearsome to Tristana, this goes up to 5 because of the level up. And we're gonna get rid of the spell shields. Yada yada yada. It's not gonna matter, like I said, we go here. I'm gonna challenge right away. Because I'm not gonna attack with anything else. I think at this point, well, you know what? Man, the champion strength sucks, huh? Because if the opponent has champion strength, we're just gonna... I guess if they have champion strength, I have to keep... Ah, okay, well, they had it. They had the second form up. If they have the champion strength, I have to keep that, right? So that's why they did it this way. They put the thing there, so the opponent goes down to 4. If they have champion strength, we just lose, right? That's the last card there. Losing that Jinx sucks. The double form up that kept the mayor alive and now keeps the Tristana alive has saved them quite a bit. This Mystic Shot is a big deal because we can beat... I think we can beat a champion strength now. There's 3, 6, 7, 12, 14. No, we don't beat the champion strength. We don't beat the champion strength. What if we go face with this? We're missing 1 damage. We're missing 1 damage. Like if we block with Samira here. So if we block with Samira, where can we find that 1 damage? Second Samira draw? think this Mystic has to go face, right? Ooh, man, if that Samira if I actually had leveled up that Samira all those 2 turns ago, maybe that was the play. So we're 1 damage off. Second Samira draw, Jinx draw, third second Mystic. If the opponent has a rally for whatever reason, they get there. Second Samira draw, second Mystic, Jinx. So Jinx wins the game here. We go Mystic Shot. And we go Rocket. Because if the opponent has, like, the opponent could technically have access to Deny, but Deny just brings it back to my hand. So we had a lot of outs. Second Mystic, second Samira, second Jinx. All get us there. Those are the 1 damage that we would have needed. So GG's. In this match, we're gonna get Fizz Samira. So, I mean, they do have Pirouette and they have their own Samira, all of which are very annoying to deal with. Like, very annoying to deal with. I need to find like Mystics or something, right? This hand, I kind of like this hand because of the draw. So I kind of like all the draw from this hand. That I'm down to keep it. If the opponent has Samira here, I'm okay with them trading into the Sunny Urchin to start with. Oh, you're gonna just give me the Elegant Age like that? Without Plunder? Okay. That just tells me they wanna... Okay, so they wanna just trigger the Plunder by attacking with the Elegant Age. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. That way you can get... That means that you don't have like... You must have like a Jagged Butcher. Yep. So you have a Jagged Butcher. That's cool. Let's go here first. Let's have our own big unit. These visions are interesting. I don't know if that's what we're looking for here. They're gonna stun this and to trigger Plunder again. So is that a second Butcher? Jagged Taskmaster? Okay. So this Jinx is actually not bad because we have to get it sided, right? Which is always a great thing. We could go...
The dead don't need riches.
It sucks that I'm letting the opponent trigger this Plunder again. The other option that we can do is to go like this and set everything to 1 HP for when the Jinx levels up. But that seems kind of risky, right? I think this seems more risky than just going like this. I think we let that Plunder trigger go through. And I'm down to just play up this Jinx and have Get Excited as a backup. Yeah. So I had to let that Plunder trigger through. So now the Pandemonium is the big scary thing that the opponent might have. That's a great draw. That's an amazing draw. The opponent cannot do anything now because it's the Samira. We have double quick attack. We can go Pigeon. And we can even go Precision. You have to, like, you have to do something here. You're not gonna do anything here, so you're just gonna take this damage? They're actually just gonna straight up take this damage, huh? At this point, I don't even think I need to challenge. I think at this point I just go for the damage to the face. Yeah, opponent's going down to 3, they just lose the game to Get Excited next time. Regardless, they have to block the Jinx, right? They have to block the Jinx. Let's go here. Regardless, they go down and lose the game to Get Excited because the player plus Get Excited is gonna be 4. Not summoning any units here was the craziest thing I ever seen once you saw my board with Vision and Samira and everything. So that's not gonna help you even if you have Pandemonium next time. Okay. So they do have a lot of monkeys. So the Pandemonium is gonna give them 4. It's gonna give them a full range of monkeys. But the fact that the opponent just goes to the Fizz tells me that they don't have it. So we're chilling, right? we're chilling here. We just go.
Make this interesting for me.
Solid and cool.
Get another flare just in case. And then we have another get excited as a backup. So GG's. I guess opponent just had a really bad hand, right? They had the triple monkey business and didn't have the pandemonium instead, or they had their Samira instead. But that curve, that last attack from us was absolutely crazy, right? With Samira, and then we had the doctor, and we had the Crimson Pigeon. It was nuts. So GG's. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed today's games of Jinx Samira. It's funny because I say this deck has very fast matchups, but I feel like all the games that we played today were pretty long. It's funny because a lot of the aggro versus aggro matchups tend to be the ones that take long, because you're kind of like trying to outplay each other, trying to see when you can trade, when you cannot trade, etc, etc. So yeah, but you got to see exactly what this does, which is just, it does aggro things, right? You just fill up the board, you got a lot of draw with your Sun Urchin and your Physician and your some Dredgers, as well as your Rummage and your Mental Experimenter. All that draw almost guarantees that eventually you get your Samira and your Jinx. And once these champions are like enabled and going, they kind of give you a lot of room to just be able to overwhelm your opponent with all your aggression. Of course, it is an aggro deck, right? So you want to put pressure as early as you can. As you saw in that Karma Sett game, just try to put as much damage as possible. Ignore the removal at that point, because, you know, if they have it, they have it. Just drop your units down, right? The only one I was iffy on just throwing down was the Jinx, and that one I think might have been a mistake, right? Like letting them just, like, slowing down my Jinx for so long was a mistake, because we had the Experimenter in my hand. So I kept not being able to play the Experimenter because I didn't want to discard my Jinx, right? If I had played the Jinx a little bit earlier, I would have been better off doing Experimenter later and at least baiting out the deny from the opponent. But it still ended up working out. We were able to beat them even after they got to turn 10, and that's what ends up mattering. In terms of mulligan, I really am a fan of keeping the Sun Urchin. You have a lot of discard fodder here between the Grenadier, the Baboons with the Chompers, the Flame Chompers, and even the Visions and stuff that you'll find something to use this, right? So I like keeping the Sun Urchin. I like keeping the Great Physician. Like I like to have my discard cards, the cards that require for me to discard something, because I can then get my discard fodder and be able to get value from it by having the extra Jury Rig on the field, or the Grenadier, or the Chompers, etc, etc. I think it's worse if you're in the position where you have too much discard fodder in your hand and not enough discard cards. I'd rather have a lot of the discard cards instead of having a lot of discard fodders. So I'm looking for the Sun Urchin, the Great Physician, and a lot of times even the some Dredger if my early hand is already good enough. The Crimson Pigeon is obviously a good one as well. You can always use a Flame Chompers or a Grenadier to hit that one damage off, and of course you want Samira, right? So you're pretty much just looking for your early stuff. So Samira, Physician, Sun Urchin, Crimson Pigeon, etc. If you already have like 2 discard cards, then obviously you want to have at least 1 discard fodder in your hand. So if I have the Sun Urchin, I might keep a Chompers or a Jury Rig or a Grenadier, knowing that I can discard it with the Urchin to draw another card after that. So yeah, the Great Physician is really nice, by the way, because obviously it's guaranteed that you draw a unit. So a lot of our units are really powerful in this deck. So that is why we play the Great Physician here. We only really have 11 spells, which is the Vision, the Rummage, the Mystic Shot, and the Jury Rig. And the Jury Rig kind of ends up being an extra unit anyways, but you kind of want to just draw a unit whenever you play the Physician. So it's kind of nice because you kind of tutor a card from your deck compared to other stuff. There's not a lot that can be said about this deck that you might not have seen doing my gameplay videos, right? I mean, I don't want to put the Jinx in the field unless I can level her up, because if the opponent can remove her right away, that's a big deal. So unless the opponent taps out of a way to remove Jinx, or I know that I have like a Rummage to be able to just level her up on the spot, I think it's safer to kind of hold back Jinx. If you have 2 Jinx in your hand, you can go ahead and drop one down and kind of sacrifice it to the removal. But otherwise, it's a difficult situation when you can actually play Jinx or not. So that's why I rather a lot of times just draw her later in the game instead of trying to keep her in my hand, because in the beginning of the game I want to more have my cheap units to just push as much damage as possible and have Jinx come back afterwards as kind of like a game finisher. So that's kind of like my general strategy when I'm playing this deck. But again, Samira and your early units are really what carry that early on aggression, so make sure that you keep those in your hand. But I think that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.